Hello, I am Gabriel, and this is the Rise Atlantis show. Hallelujah. Today's topic will be a very strange topic. Something strange is taking place in South Australia. There are, I believe it said, more than 1 million. Now, this hasn't happened before. More than 1 million ladybugs all gathering on top of a radio signal tower. Now, from what I believe, it's where the radio station. So I'll go ahead and double check it and make sure it's not radio towers, because radio towers just deliver the frequencies to all radio. In the story, I'll see if it's a radio station. So it's very strange. I think it has to do something with the rapture and human cloning. So it's very, 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 very strange indeed. I have to bring the table back a little because the cord is small and doesn't reach. Okay, here we go. Now we'll go ahead and dive into the news. Let's see here. Getting it going. First story is haunted Australian tourist spot gives up the ghosts. Western Australia. Speaking of Australia, there's been a lot of strange stuff coming out of Australia lately. And by strange, I don't mean evil or weird or, well, weird in a good way. So a lot of interesting stuff has been coming out of Australia. This one here, most haunted sites, a farm. Can you believe a farm of all places being haunted? In Western Australia. Now, the ladybugs that converged in Australia with Southern Australia, and it's weird. Later on, I'll say a connection to that. But I think it could mean. So this was saying Western Australia. The owners were afraid to visit and live at the location. Oh, this is a hard word to say. Owakabella. Oakabella. Owakabella homestead dates back to 1851. Okay, let's see. Let's get to the main words. Let's see. The owners believe several spirits may be haunting the place, who died under tragic, gruesome circumstances. Or many would think that the ghost history may be a boon for business and tourism. The new owners say that the tales of apparition encounters had the opposite effect. Now, the only biggest apparition I've ever seen was a shadow ghost, and they're not really that scary to witness. I mean, yeah, if you don't know what it is at first, it could scare you, but if you know that it can never hurt you, then you have nothing to be frightened about. I mean, it is crazy seeing a shadow ghost, with your own eyes like I've seen. But when you know they can't hurt you, it's like, it's not really a fear of, how should I say? I guess when people see that, they see like a fear of being attacked. But once you know you can't be attacked, it's just like a quick little startle, like, whoa, I didn't know that would be there. And after that, that's it, They hang around for a couple of seconds and they disappear, It's very strange stuff. Shadow ghosts are one of the most craziest things in the universe. Which is proof that the afterlife is real. Heaven and hell is real. Proof that the soul is real. Why atheists don't believe even after all this proof boggles my mind. You're not crazy when you're able to capture a shadow ghost and even white vapor ghosts. Now sometimes there are other different colors, but I haven't seen. From what people say they've seen, when you're able to capture it on video, You know you're not crazy. So let's see here. Supposedly these ghosts are very mean to Chinese tourists. Why? I wonder why Chinese people. This is Australia, for crying out loud. This is strange. You'd think Australia would be peaceful if there'd be peaceful ghosts. Why would evil ghosts from Australia hate Chinese people? What connection is there? I don't know. There wasn't a war or anything like that, so I really don't know what it could mean. Was there a war maybe a long time ago that we haven't heard about? I mean, who knows? It's very strange indeed, you know? So, let's see here. So it's strange. With high tea events and stargazing gatherings set to replace ghost tours, the Okabella homestead hopes that skittish visitors will overlook the spirits that may be in their midst. So, very strange indeed. So if you ever see a ghost, just know they cannot hurt you. So you have nothing to fear from ghosts. Next story. Is the Zodiac Killer next to be nabbed by DNA? This is in recent revelation that they caught the Golden State Killer through sites like genealogy and ancestry.com. So they're trying to get DNA from all these people, all these victims, and they're trying to match it up from DNA of the murderer, you know, so it is strange. The times we're living in, I'm telling you. Mysterious river monster washes ashore in England. Oh man, I'm parched. Okay. Now, let's see here. This is a funny looking creature. Look at the mouth on this thing. I don't think I've ever seen a fish like this. I mean, from what I think, that's the mouth right here. Look at the mouth. And then, where's the eyes? Somewhere along here. Very strange. So, let's see here. This is a full shot. Yeah, you really can't see eyes or anything. This is weird stuff. This is the mouth here. And it looked like maybe a nose was about to form there. It looked like a human nose. This is weird. What's this? Is this an eye or something right here? Right there in the middle? What is this thing? This looks like a nose right there. Like a human nose on a fish. It is freakish stuff, man. Huh. Very weird indeed. Now, could this be signs that they're trying to create hybrids? This is a sign. This is a view from the top. This is a sign, definitely. The view from the top. Very weird. It's like some kind of slug or something, but this is way too big to be a slug. Slugs are no more bigger than this right here, you know? Slugs like this big. This thing's like huge, you know? Not that big. I'm guessing maybe 3-4 feet. I mean, way bigger than a slug, definitely. This is weird. Huh. That thing looks like a mouth. I don't know. A human nose. I don't know. It's weird. Could this be a clue? We're starting to create the hybrids now. And so long since they've been trying, right? And every day that goes by, the science almost gets there, you know? Man walking along Liverpool's River Mersey stumbled upon the bizarre creature. Now, could this be demons that made it form? Or was it God that made it form to shake up the world and get the world ready for its return. Who knows? I don't think demons have the power to make stuff like this appear out of thin air. Only God can create stuff. So it's either God or mad scientists. If it was mad scientists, they would bring out the green gray alien already, and have the green gray alien be the biggest celebrity on Earth. You know, so it makes me wonder what's going on here. You know, what is going on? So let's see here. A window cleaner named Sean Hall found it. Isn't that something? A window cleaner. He said that the creature is very slimy. It's some kind of fish. Came out of the ocean. This is strange stuff. Strange stuff. Now, we've been hearing a lot of these creatures that have been washing ashore. Weird looking creatures they never found before. And they say with ocean life that there's many creatures we've never seen before. But I don't think that's the case, because we've been exploring in the deep ocean for so long. And they say certain animals are beyond a pressure point, below the pressure belt, under the ocean. Now, how could animals be surviving under the pressure belt if humans can't even go down? Some of these animals have like a metal-like strong skin or something. Very strange. So until we create nano metal, we could go past the pressure belt under the oceans. Weird stuff. Let's see here. Over 200. This is a weird story. Over 200 flat earth fans gather for first ever UK convention. I don't know, man. Sounds very hard to believe that the earth is flat when you can keep going towards the horizon and eventually you'll end up back where you started, you know? So you take a plane, you keep going, obviously you go around. You don't drift off, you don't slap into black matter, you know? Black matter is like a wall, like they say the end of the universe is black matter. And if you go towards the end of the universe, eventually you'll hit an invisible wall that's called that black matter that pushes you back. So, that's what they say planets would be like. I don't know, these flat earthers. You can't argue with them. You have to say, okay, if you believe the earth is flat, the earth is flat. I do say this though, I believe the earth is flat in a different way. The earth is flat. Not as in flat, but flat as in dull and boring compared to heaven. This world, a whole lifetime doesn't compare to 1 minute in heaven. So, you know, I pray for them, man. You know, because the flat earth thing is just something that can't be proven, and when we go by plane and reach back the same distance, that can be proven. So, next story. Chernobyl's, that's a hard one, Chernobyl's mutated species may help protect astronauts. Chernobyl is in Russia, right? That's where, I believe, a meteor hit a long time ago caused radiation and stuff, so very strange indeed. Now they're saying they want to study that area and recreate it for studying, would it be like a Mars? Next story, oh yeah, that's the topic of the day. Okay. Massive victory for homeschool families. This is a good story. And parental rights, thousands of California homeschoolers rejoice. So they're making it easy to have homeschooling. That's good. And I like homeschooling. When I had my kids, I wanted them homeschooled because I don't want them getting shot up at school. I don't want them getting beaten up in fights at school. I don't want them being exposed to all the drugs and gangs and crime in the schools. The schools are horrible, man. Elementary school is peaceful. Once you start going into middle school, man, that's when all the drama starts happening. I don't know, man. Something about these kids wanting to grow up too quick, that they just let this world brainwash them and transform them into monsters, man. It's not right at all. And I don't like how everyone's becoming all these gangsters nowadays. It's not right. And you have the heavy metal goths who Marilyn Manson every day, you know. It's a sickness to this world. It is. All the brainwashing of all these different things, tools by the devil, I call them. Satan has tools, man. And music, entertainment is just one of those tools. You know? And so, you know, that's why I really like homeschooling. Now it's weird when we think of homeschooling, we don't know of one main company or website that does homeschooling. So there needs to be like a national company as big as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, a company that big for homeschooling. So something like that needs to come out that basically takes the cake as being the top of the top, and it shouldn't have to cost so much money either, you know. So it's all about making these so affordable that it's almost free, you know. We're seeing revolutions happening in every single aspect. Revolutions of all kinds are happening, you know. So it is very, very, very cool. Very cool indeed. Because the way the schools are coming to nowadays is they're all getting shot up with all the drugs and crimes there everywhere in the schools. It's horrible. The schools are not how they were in the 60s. I mean, yeah, you had more drugs, but at least people were peaceful, the hippies and all. But now it's all these gangsters and, you know, it's all this violence, you know, and, you know, everyone just needs to drop the hate, drop the violence, man, you know? It's just very crazy, man. Very crazy indeed. So let's see here. What are they saying that's making it easier? They're saying, can you believe homeschooling? Certain aspects of homeschooling was banned in California until a couple days ago. I believe it happened today. There's a new bill that just did away with all these bans on certain schooling, homeschooling options, so that's good, which makes it easier and better for homeschooling. You know, because homeschooling shouldn't have to be so tough to understand like basic schools are, you know. They make schools way too complicated, you know. If people are going to go into something that involves trigonometry, they don't have to study trigonometry. Just basically like that, you know. They should just teach the basics and that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. That's why you have kids dropping out of school. And, you know, that's why you see them, you know, up to no good. Because they make schools too complicated, you know. So they need to simplify it. That's the answer. And they say, oh, we want to make it harder and harder because they want the kids to be like super advanced scientists that are smarter than Chinese people, you know. And you don't have to bang your brains out, you know, to really be intelligent. There's better ways, you know. And it's just crazy, you know. Very crazy indeed. So it looks like it's moving towards a good step, and hopefully this happens all across America as well. So, like I said, we're seeing revolutions of all kinds taking place. Next story, let's see here. Warning, kids are drinking deadly nicotine liquid that looks like sweet treats. There's one called a juice box, straight from the source. And some kids are actually putting the actual liquid nicotine in these items. Now some are commercially made where they make them look like this, you know. And they have a juice box looks like a glue top. It's weird. They have other ones that look like a milk carton. So it's by the brand Treetop. This is not good. Look at this. That's the one that looks like a juice box. And this one here looks like some kind of glue bottle. Or some kind of like a cheese whiz, or what's it called? The Cool Whip, you know? And this one here looks like the apple juice box. You know, and they're marketing this to make it look like it's apple juice, when really it is nothing but, what's it called? Liquid nicotine. Now, liquid nicotine, this sounds like the stuff that is maybe not from the e-cigarettes, could be maybe the nicotine in the e-cigarettes, all the stuff that doesn't get used, all that liquid gets reused for people to be drinking. It reminds me of the marijuana pipes. The stuff that's left is called hash and dab. This is where they actually take the bad part out of it. You see, the dab, you know, where you go like that, that was started by Migos, you know, and dab also means like the liquid from marijuana, but dab also means just basically dab, like take a drop of it. So that's why they call liquid marijuana dab, because you take drops of it. So dab in itself does not mean liquid marijuana. Just people have been calling it that, because dab, the technical term of dab means you just take a little bit out of it, you know. So it's strange. Seems they're getting the same idea from liquid marijuana and they're using it for liquid nicotine, and they're saying this is very dangerous because it is so potent. It is killing kids. It is killing kids because they're drinking liquid nicotine. How crazy is it that, you know, these people, they just they look for the next big high, the next big cheap high, and it's actually killing them in the process, you know. So this is crazy. They're not saying how many kids have died yet. It's not saying yet, but this is weird because there's a company. Let me see here. The company is called Treetop. This is weird. The FDA warned the makers of nicotine-containing e-liquids. Okay, so it's an e-liquid. It's the stuff you put in the vaporizers. But these kids aren't putting them in the vaporizers. They're drinking it. That's weird. And they're saying that supposedly the company is saying, oh, it's warnings. And, they put warnings to say not to drink, but people still do it. So I don't know. You know, so now it looks like they're wanting to ban e-liquids to be put in the vaporizers. What's next? Are we beginning to see a ban being taken place on the e-liquids for vaporizers? It looks like that's what it's heading to. So there could be a war coming on vaporizers, and they may try to ban them. Supposedly they're saying, oh, it's causing more health problems than regular smoking. So that's strange. They call it popcorn lung. That's to where you can't even breathe, you know. You get like asthma big time. So this is strange stuff indeed. That's weird. Let's see here. E-liquids are dangerous to children, can even cause death. According to the National Poison Data System, there were a total of 8,269 e-cigarettes and liquid nicotine exposures among children younger than 6 between January 2012 and April 2017. So over 8,000. Let's see here. So these are the symptoms that are brought on from it. It's saying even small amounts could result in death from cardiac arrest. Their heart stops pumping blood, as well as seizures, comas, respiratory arrest when a child stops breathing. Man. that is weird. Very weird indeed. That's a very, very big, dangerous trend coming out. I never thought people would end up drinking e-juices for vaporizers. What next? You hear the Tide Pods. Are they going to be drinking Drano next? At what point does the madness stop? Justin Bieber posts a photo of him holding a cross running from the devil on Instagram. So let's see here. Here's the picture. It doesn't really look like he's running here. I mean, he's petting his dog, you know. It doesn't really look like he's running there. And look, he's wearing a striped shirt. It's weird because in the previous video I say the striped shirt gathering. How people after the rapture and even before the rapture, they're wearing striped shirts to say that they don't want to go when Jesus returns. That they rather stay here on earth, and when the mark of the beast hits, that they'll just refuse the mark of the beast and go into seclusion. So it's a form of blasphemy. Now people wearing striped shirts that don't know about it, then obviously they're not taking part in that blasphemous joke at God. But the ones who do and know about it and you know, really throws it at God like that, they are playing with fire. So this story right here, this is the one where he's running, but I don't see him holding a cross. It just shows him running, but not holding a cross. Let's see here. Now he's wearing a sweater at this time. I guess because he's over there by New York. I thought he was in California. Maybe he's just wearing a sweater for the fun of it. I don't know, but if he is in New York, I can understand because they're still dealing with cold weather. It's very strange. Never before has New York or around that area been with cold weather till this time. So that is strange indeed. So I don't see Justin Bieber holding a cross here. They say he's holding a cross and then running from the devil. I don't see a picture of the devil behind him. I don't know. It seems this story is sensationalized. I don't see him holding a cross. He's holding his phone, actually. He's holding his phone. His phone is not the cross. Here's the phone right here. You know? But there's no devil behind him. Now what I do see that's strange is like a red phone booth or something. I don't know. Red and then yellow. Maybe this could be what they're talking about. I don't know. You're seeing behind him. See, this is him right here. And there's a red booth. And then there's a yellow booth. I mean, I don't know what these things are here. Could this be what they're talking about? They say running from the devil because this is red. And I don't know. Let's see here. It looks like hands there. Maybe a face. And like the devil's wearing some kind of red robe or something. You see? This right here in the center looks like maybe a hand. Then this other center, another hand. So this could be what they're talking about. This is strange. Could this be a face up here in the center? Okay, now what does the yellow look like? The yellow is looking like maybe another face with like three. What's this? This looks like maybe the body here. Like two hands right there. I don't know. And like a face with like 6 eyes here. I don't know. This is strange. Very strange indeed. I don't know what this yellow thing is here. But this one definitely looks weird. This could look like maybe a microphone or something. I don't know. That is strange. Very strange. Is this what they're talking about? And it looks like the red one. It looks like a phone booth they're selling at first. Because on the top, you see like a sign. A white sign with the red words. Those red words usually mean like caution or something like that. I know you can't see the words because it's very blurry there. But when I zoom in, even just actual picture still looks blurry. So it's not the camera necessarily doing that much. Very weird. Now, it looks like maybe it could be a reflection of a mirror. because there's like a cardboard door over here. This is weird stuff, really weird. See, here's like a cardboard, a cardboard door here. I'm not sure you can see it. You can see the cardboarding. You see the letters in it. It's a cardboard door. There we go. Some kind of cardboard door. Now these right here look like they could be mirrors, because if you look at the bottom, it looks like it forms to maybe a mirror. So if it's not a mirror, maybe it's just the other side going into it. So if this is a door going into something, that means this should be closed usually. It's weird. This is weird stuff indeed. I don't know. They said running from the devil, but there's these other things in it. Oh, okay, and then look, he's running to another mirror. This is weird here. And then the tiles look like the universe. This is weird stuff. Check this out. Here's him running, right? But to the other side, here's his reflection. Like he's running into the mirror here. And he's looking at himself in the mirror. Now this right here is where there's a galaxy tile. It's very black and it looks like stars. I know it's hard to see. It needs to adjust and pick it up. Let's see. You can see like little stars right there and stuff. I know it's hard to see, but that's weird. I don't know what to make of that. Well, it is very artistic, I will say that. By artistic, I don't mean like a painting. I mean, even though it's not a painting, doesn't mean it can't be artistic. Artistic means basically how you express something, you know, so I do congratulate him on that, you know, on how strange that is. What is that over there? I don't know. Weird stuff indeed. That was a weird story. Okay, it's already 30 minutes, so we'll just wrap up the news here. I have more than I thought, man. Okay, I'm just gonna not even click into that. I'm just gonna read it from here. California leads states in suing EPA over rollback of fuel emissions. Let's see here. Sainsbury CEO caught in singing blunder, saying we're in the money song after a merger. So he's pocketing all the money from employees. Kanye West just said 400 years of slavery was a choice. Crazy words. Group of rare eye cancer cases baffle experts. People are mysteriously going blind. Is it from the water we're drinking? Is it the tap water? Strange stuff. Which cities face most and least air pollution? Nigerian city covered in soot. That's weird. We think Nigeria, Africa would be so green. They're not giving an easy list, you know. So of course we could guess, you know. New York can be bad with all the pollution. And just basically, yeah, California and anywhere where there's the highest amount of traffic is going to have the most pollution. Don't take a rocket scientist to see that. This is weird. Hillary Clinton has changed her Twitter biography, and it does not start with wife. So she's no longer saying she's Bill Clinton's wife like she's always said. That's strange. Could this be a clue she's going to divorce him? Weird stuff, man. Next story. Car makers and big tech struggle to keep batteries free from child labor. Did you know that they're using children to make car batteries? I did not know that. That's sad. I know they've been using child labor to make a whole lot of other things, you know. And the last story. Let's see here. Watch out, Tinder. Facebook is getting into online dating as well. So that's pretty interesting. And now we'll go ahead and get into the talk of the day. Now, first, when I saw this story, I was hesitant to make it the topic of the day. Because I was thinking, I'll be talking about insects. Who's going to be interested in that? I mean, a certain insect. You know, the last video was very interesting because I was talking about on the air conditioners and swamp coolers and how insects can get in. So we need to cover them up when we're not using them, you know. So that is strange. And that is strange, you know. So what's strange also is this topic here. This news story, which is the topic of the day, is for some reason, and I think I know the mystery of this. Millions of ladybugs are converging on a remote radio tower in Australia, and nobody knows why. But I think I might have a clue. It is near Mount Burr, which is a mountain. Mountain Burr is the name. In South Australia, has attracted millions of ladybugs for reasons no one seems to understand. I believe I may know why. It's saying, let's see here, photographed by Steve Chappelle. Chappelle Show, Dave Chappelle, that's funny. I believe his name's spelled differently. It's Chapple. I think Dave Chappelle spells his last name Chappel. I'm not sure. So I think the L and the E's are reversed. Let's see here. He contacted ABC News in Australia. Said that he said that he was told by a friend about this place where ladybugs would sometimes converge in the thousands 7 years ago. The thousands. So it's a lot, but not that much compared to millions. Not just 1 million, but millions. And it says they've been increasing manyfold throughout the years. But this year is just like a sudden change of like a whole massive amount now. It says this year there appear to be millions, both on the ground and on the radio tower itself. So from what I'm thinking here, this is not a radio station. This is a radio tower where they submit the radio waves. Now we have one here in El Paso on Trans Mountain. And but from what I know of, we don't get insects that converge on it like that. We have a star that lights up on the mountain. And they don't have it every night lit up. Once in a while. It's strange. They should have it run every night with solar panels. So this is strange right here. It's saying that let's see here. Chappelle said, "I've always been astounded by the numbers out there, but this year was just phenomenal. They're there all day and night. They swarm during the middle of the day, and they land back in the crevices, the cracks, and the pipes during the dark." Okay, so they do stay there in the daytime, but then they hibernate in the dark at night. But he said this is the thickest he've ever seen them, with the most amount. Now why? Why all of a sudden is there like millions compared to thousands? And I believe I know why. It says here they're there in the middle of nowhere. Now it's not the electricity bringing them to it, because if that was the case, they would have been millions there all the time. And he says right here, 2 likely reasons are there: mating aggregations that attract beetles to one spot, essentially to make it easier to find a mate. But I don't think that's the explanation, because why haven't there been millions? Why has it only been thousands before? Why is this year different? The second possible reason is that for protection against predators, particularly birds. I don't think that's the case either. Let's see here. There's a foul smell coming from the millions of dead ladybugs covering the ground. So there's a whole bunch of them converging there, then there's a whole bunch of them dying as well. This is strange. He said they're quite thick underneath, and some of the ones on the bottom are dying, he said. it's becoming a popular tourist attraction now. Can you believe it? With recent media coverage, it's suspected to become even more so. So now people are making pilgrimages to this, you know? And with more people gathering together, I think God's going to be increasing the science happening there. You know, the paranormal activity is going to pick up. And I call it supernatural, because people hear paranormal, they get scared. They say, oh, it's para. It's para. They don't like the word para. You know, but if you say supernatural, it makes it say from God. Because when people talk about the word paranormal, they think it's the devil. When you hear the word supernatural, you think it's from God, you know. So all these signs are going to be coming from God, not from the devil, you know. And so this is strange. Let's see here. Chappelle said, I went up the other day to take a few more photos, and there would have been 7 or 8 cars up there. So a whole lot of people are starting to converge around it, you know. They're having giant meetings every day. And sure enough, they keep going back. This is weird. Now this is happening in South Australia. Now Australia is the north part of the world. So my theory is that God is giving us a sign saying Australia is the north part of the world, so we're about to go north into heaven. North is a metaphor of the heavens, space, the kingdom of heaven. You know, and how it's South Australia that is happening there could be a sign saying hell, you know, down the south part of Australia. Now, I'm not saying South Australia is hell. I'm saying it could be a metaphor of the top of the planet and the bottom, you know? Because I believe on the north-south pole, Australia turns into Antarctica. I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken. So something like that. Now what makes this even more strange is their ladybugs. So I think what could be the case here is God's giving us a sign saying ladybugs on the radio tower. Now this is a stretch, but I'm willing to give this a possible theory here. That the fact that they're ladybugs could be a sign from God telling us that the evil women that are on earth are planning to use their eggs to reproduce themselves, to clone themselves for the false sense of eternal life that Rael says, and his followers are Raelians. So the fact that they're ladybugs could mean be a sign that the ladybugs could reference the women wanting to use their eggs to clone themselves and to clone other people for the false sense of eternal life. Ladybugs. Women involved in using their eggs for human cloning. There could be a connection there. And bugs, maybe because these evil women are vile like bugs. But not only that, they say ladybugs go through a metamorphosis like caterpillars to butterflies. So the metamorphosis could also be a clue of the half-human, half-animal hybrids being created. So we're seeing that other possible explanation being thrown into the mix as well. Very interesting indeed. And I'm the only one, I believe I am the only one, there may be other few, not really talk about this exact situation here, but there are very few people who talk about, you know, what's going on with human cloning. Very few of us are talking about it. And very few of us are actually really bringing Jesus' return with such great power, you know. A lot of them talk, but they're not really doing it, you know. And we are the few that are doing it. So I believe I'm the only one that's uncovered this mystery here. Like I've uncovered many mysteries that other people have not even thought about or talk about. So it's strange. The fact that they're ladybugs converging on a radio tower could mean the fact that they're God's giving us a sign that the women involved in using their eggs to clone themselves and clone other people for the false sense of eternal life. And the fact that these ladybugs, they transform just like caterpillars to butterflies. These ladybugs transform and that could be a sign of God giving us a clue that that these people, these women, want to use their eggs and all that, want to create half human, half animal hybrids. Also, it's all part of the atheistic agenda, to where they say they don't believe God exists, so they have the green light to clone themselves, to create half human, half animal hybrids and worship them as gods. You know, so this could be a very big sign here of God giving us these two clues. You know, that ladybugs, these women using their eggs to clone themselves, create hybrids, and also how they transform. You know, from something else. I forgot what they were at first, but then they become ladybugs, just like caterpillars to butterflies. So the transformation could be a clue of hybriding, or it could also be a clue of us being transformed into heaven, of our earthly bodies into the superhuman bodies in heaven. So, big stuff indeed. And the last kicker, the last final, how does the saying go, man? I hate it when I forget sayings. The last cream of the crop, cherry on top. The last thing that really connects all this together is the fact that it's a radio tower. Now, this here is not a radio station. It's a radio tower that sends the radio waves to the radio stations, and I believe other things also. So this right here is not a radio tower. I mean, it is a radio tower, but it's not a radio station. It transmits the radio waves to everything else. But I think it could be a clue of radio stations. Not necessarily that same one in that area, but as a metaphor to all radio stations around the world. And certain people in certain shows like YouTube, for example, that are revealing information that everyone needs to know about. Like all the voodoo stuff that is happening with science, that is happening in science right now. You know, very few of us are talking about it, about cloning and hybrids. Very few talk about it. The news on TV don't talk about it. You know, the news even on radio doesn't talk about it. Now, once in a while, Coast to Coast AM on the AM channels, once in a while they talk about cloning. It's not like an everyday thing, or so they don't even talk about it as much as they should be. It seems once in a blue moon they talk about it, you know. This should be a very big topic that everyone should know about, you know. It shouldn't just be something very few people see in a sci-fi movie and that's it. No, this should be universal knowledge of what's going on in the world, so everyone can know of the seriousness of the times we are in. You know, cloning and hybrids, it all connects to the mark of the beast, man. It all connects, you know, to the Antichrist. They're the one, the Antichrist is the one to legalize it, to really make it happen, you know. So, we're seeing a connection of these ladybugs in this tower. And the fact that it's in Australia, which is northern part of the world. And this is in South Australia. So this could be saying Australia, north part of the world, north to heaven. South Australia, meaning hell. And the fact that they're ladybugs, it could connect to the women involved in using their eggs to start cloning themselves and creating hybrids. And the fact that they're dying, the ladybugs are dying, maybe some of these women involved in these Frankensteinish science technology may be cursed. Hopefully they don't get killed by God, but hopefully they get some kind of righteous curse where it doesn't kill them, shakes them up, you know. And you know, so we could see a connection there. The ladybugs tied to women and cloning themselves in hybrids, and the fact that that they're dying, the ladybugs are, could be a sign that the evil sciences will be brought to an end, and also how they transform. Ladybugs transform could be talking about human-animal hybrids transforming. And then, you know, it's all connected. You know, I see all these signs all together at once. And the fact that it's a radio tower is like radio stations. And we are the ones with our radio stations on YouTube. You know, we are the ones that is transmitting this these messages through, you know. And it's very powerful stuff. The fact that it's a radio tower, I think it means us YouTubers, you know. People who are talking about fascinating topics that no one else talks about like they should. So it's very big stuff indeed. And the fact that there are millions when before they've been thousands. Now, I don't want to show the video of the ladybugs because it's kind of gross and people eating. I don't want to ruin your appetite, you know, and people get grossed out when they see bugs. So I won't show the video. I mean, they just basically look like grains of sand on the ocean, on the beach, you know. It's very strange stuff. This has never happened before, of thousands converging. And then not just one time, they're there every day. So it's going to keep continuing. For all we know, we may be seeing multi-millions, even billions. It's strange. I hope more signs like this keep happening. You know? And this is very fascinating stuff indeed. Wow. You know, I believe I'm the only one that's found this connection of, you know, all these signs all coming together, all fitting into place like a puzzle. So now we'll go ahead and get into the topic of the day. Now we'll go ahead and get into the EVP segment. Wow, how interesting was that, right? When I found that out, when I thought about it, I'm like, yo, this was so big. First I was going to pass this story up as like, whatever. And then when I started really thinking about it, I'm like, yo, this has to be the topic of the day because of the signs that are in this. This is a gold mine of signs here. Now skeptics and scientists, they just, you know, they look at this and they say, oh, whatever, and they roll their eyes, you know. But people like us who really study the signs, we say, hey, man, these are signs from God here, you know. The haters can say whatever they want, but in the end, we will get the last laugh. We will. Hallelujah. So now we'll go ahead and get into the EVPs. Wow, wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that exciting, man? When I uncovered that, I was like, yo, this is some big stuff here, man. We're seeing all kinds of stuff, like birds falling from the sky, starlings. Now, star from space, aliens, starlings, weird stuff, man. I'm telling you, a lot of weird stuff happening. It's like Drake's song. Weird things. It's a lot of weird things. Stranger things indeed, man. The strangest things. So now we'll go ahead and get into the EVPs. Electronic voice phenomenon. We pick up the ghosts of the auto recorders and the apps on the cell phones. Alright. And we always say a prayer to let Christians know that this is not occultism. I've been getting so much powerful words from the angels of the Holy Spirit. As such divine words, I know it is from God. I've been getting prophecies, predictions. I hope that can keep increasing. Lord Jesus, Lord God, please reveal a powerful prophecy prediction at this moment. Hallelujah. So it could bear witness to everyone out there watching at this moment. Hallelujah. Please bring it forth now, Lord. This phone, we got the words, something can be tricky, impulsive, or impulsive can be tricky. Impulsive can be tricky. Have no idea what that means. This phone, we got the words. Now, I noticed when I'm starting to, on playback, when I'm starting to write down the words, typing, I notice I have to say the word slower now for me to type it out. Before I'd be like, and the words are blah, 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 and I say it too fast. So now I know I have to say it okay. Slowly. Not too slow. Not like the first words are importantly. No, I say it like, and then after that, don't give it a long gap like, and then the next word, no. I mean, when there's silence, when I'm recording the EVPs, I always show the words appearing on the screen just to let all you viewers out there not tune out, you know. Because if I just do the whole minute of just me looking at the words, I feel viewers might tune out. So that's why I want to always have people constantly viewing. You know, I know it's hard to ask an hour every day, but if you don't have an hour every day, you can at least skip the news, because now I'm typing it out, making it easier, and you could just see the 20-30 minute segments. So I'm really trying to simplify everything, and I spent like seriously like 4 days straight, man, just updating all these descriptions. Like, so these words, we got the words. Importantly, listen to your heart. Temperance, and we see this word a lot. Drug death. Then capeseed. Then teachery. So, I have no idea what to make of that. Hopefully we get one that talks about these ladybugs. Hopefully it says the word ladybug. Here we go. These are a lot of words here. Oh my god, dry throat. I hate it when you get the itchy throat, man, right here. Can't wait for Jesus to return. Everything will be perfect. So this phone, we got the words, you need to rethink this. No, wait. You need to rethink it. Make everybody proud and clear. I don't know, this is weird. A lot of words here. So they're saying you need to rethink it. Rethink what? Does it make everyone proud, clear? I don't know, man. Don't know what to make of that. No idea at all. This phone, we got the words Cordage, liberal, bend, tackles, stewerd, root, and skimper. So I don't know what all these words mean. Something coming together? I don't know. And we'll go ahead and do one more. We always do a set of 2 each. 6. We always get 6 EVPs total. That really fills it out. But so we'll do one more set of 2. Here we go. This phone. Weird words. It may improve or will purple. I have no idea what this means. It will improve or make purple. I have no idea. Oh, weird, man. I wish I could get powerful ones like I've gotten before. And the last one. Cry of pain. Now that's weird because David Blaine, he was all stitching his lips up together. Tried to act like he felt no pain at all. Even though he wasn't crying or anything. He was having reactions like, you know, you see his eyebrows go. You know? So he tries to act like he feels no pain, like he's so hypnotized. He'd just be like, with a smile like, you know. But he did feel pain, you know. Cry of pain. I am the fire. The holy fire. Libitum. Don't know what that means. Auricula. Dracula. Maybe. Bitten. King of the flies. We get that one very rare. Lord of the flies. The king of the flies. And then bushed. Oh, I am bushed today. That's all I know, man. We are all very tired at the end of the day, man. We all work hard, and we're always tired every day. In heaven, we will never be tired anymore, man. So, weird words indeed. I don't know what to make of it. Hopefully I can find meaning to it soon. And, yeah. Hopefully I can find meaning of it soon. So please like, share, and subscribe. Please tell everyone you know to like, share, and subscribe. Man, I want to have that dream of 15 million subscribers, you know? Getting a million views a day. Which is $1,000 a day. We can all attain that goal. So I hope I inspire you all with my dreams. I hope I inspire you all to see we all can live that dream, you know? So, keep at it, man, even if it takes years. As long as we get there, you know, that's all that matters. Amen. So, hallelujah. Please like, share, subscribe. Please tell everyone you know to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Good night. And please tell everyone you know about this weird ladybug sign. Very strange, right? Good night. Peace. Jesus is returning. Hallelujah.